Kagurabachi Chapter 99. And I know I lied. I didn't make reviews for the last couple of chapters. I got the photos, or I guess the manga pages, analyzed for the last couple of chapters, but I didn't get the videos out in time. I've been really busy. But here I am making this one. And the chapter starts out with this really cool panel of Hagiwara just rising out from the ground. And since I didn't review the last chapter, I guess I'll just mention it briefly. I guess last chapter, bringing Hagiwara back to the story, then him using the MRI ability, essentially, with the Iron Sand to find Yukisada and figure out he's the guy they need to take down to get rid of the barrier. Super cool, plus the subconscious use of his ability triggered by trauma. Just incredibly creative, almost reminds me of something like Fujimoto would do. But we get this great panel of Hagiwara just emerging from the floor below, and it's just, I don't know, something about it. I think the way the sand looks, like it's so sparse, and then the shading on the mask, it's a really tough panel, you know. I'm rereading all of Kagurabachi right now because I'm working on a video to do for chapter 100. I'm doing like the best page or my favorite page for every chapter. And I'm just realizing how good Hokuzono is at aura farming. Like, he has the essence of cool, as I think Mishimoto said. He just knows what's cool, and it's a great example of that. But after seeing the dude who just jumped him, Yukisada immediately pulls out a knife, and we just get constant action right now. Because we are getting constant action. Yeah, like the last probably like 10 chapters, just all this stuff in the Kaminami headquarters. Just so much repeated fights, repeated action. It's kind of a breakneck pace almost right now. But yeah, Yukisada pulls out the knife and then gets his fucking arm chopped off by the sand. I will say that page where his arm gets chopped off, it could be a little cleaner. I would have liked to see like a clear slash where it cuts off, but no, it's not terrible. It suffices. And that panel of all the spikes coming out of him, the sand, is just, that looks really cool. Then he switches the blade into his other hand, goes for a counterattack. And meanwhile, Hagiwara is kind of talking to his trauma buddy. He's like, man, this guy's just a kid. And Yukisada's like, I'm no kid, I'm 17. Which is kind of funny, because I'm a little older than that, but I still feel like I'm a kid. But it's all a matter of perspective, you know. I mean, if I could regenerate as part of what's a borderline, you know, a terrorist organization, maybe I wouldn't feel like a kid. But, I don't know, I just read a lot of manga, so maybe I am. That panel of Yukisada's arm regenerating, incredible reveal. And just the way you see like the flesh, almost like in like a DNA spiral pattern. It looks really good. And the sound effects going like between the panels, and then like the way his arm and the second panel is like still forming back together. Really well drawn, looks really cool. But after Yukisada says this, Hagiwara goes down. We get a little internal monologue saying it's because he hasn't eaten so long. He's been bedridden because of the trauma he endured seeing all of his companions, the people he was in charge of, dying at the hands of Sojo. And he calls out for backup, says, "Someone please decapitate this kid." Which is kind of a funny line. Then we get this incredible page. I mean, it's kind of a full page spread, not sure what to call it. But you see like Hakuri at the top, and just incredible use of blank space as always from Hokuzono. Like, sorry, not Yuki, Kiri, you see Kiri coming in to slash Yukisada's head off. And then just the sword, the way the sword stretches. I mean, it's just a really nice page. I'll point out the eye flow. The line is almost silly because the eye flow line is pretty much just the sword. It's so direct, but you see the sword pointing all the way down to that reaction panel in the bottom left of Yukisada realizing he's about to get his head chopped off. Then I also pointed out a little S curve on Kiri's arms. The S curve there. It's a simple shape, simplified body anatomy kinda. It's a really nice, striking page, you know, kind of page you turn to and you're just like, damn. The chapter continues and we see Yukisada dash out of the way of Kiri's sword slash. And then she gets ready for another strike, and she swings and hits Yukisada, slicing through his arm, through his chest. You see his hand fall off. And then, next page, just a really cool shot of Yukisada immediately regenerating with the sword inside of him. Then I'll just point out the eye flow here real quick. From the foreground of that first panel where the sword is, going circular through Yukisada's face, then the second panel, then straight down through the text box to Kiri's reaction. And then you get the eye flow, just the little guide of the sound effects going down to that middle panel. You know, I'll put a circle there on the other side, because the sound effect could have been on the other side of that sword, but it just wouldn't have made the chapter flow as well. You know, the sound effects point straight down to Yukisada in that middle panel. And then Hakuri, using his fingers as like a crosshair almost, was aiming down sights, lining up Yukisada. Really badass. Leads into the next page, where you see Hakuri summon a sword from his storage room. And just great use of blank space. I mean, Fujimoto and Hokuzono, those two I think use blank space the most and the best. Because it never feels like, I won't talk about much about Fujimoto, but it never feels like Hokuzono's using blank space as a cop-out, as a means to get the chapter out with more ease. I mean, I'm sure that's a great benefit to him. I mean, I can't really read his mind, but it's always very cinematic when he does it. It's always purposeful, and it always leads to more impact to the moment in the chapter itself. And then the motion lines in that second panel on the door and the walls, then the sound effect leading down to the middle page again, then the lines on that bottom right panel on Hakuri's fingers, just the energy of him charging up the Iso. And then he launches that sword straight at Yukisada. Great foreshortening on that sword. I mean, that sword looks incredible in that small panel. And then the reverberation back at Hakuri, he's like pushed back from his own force. I mean, just a really cool series of pages. I mean, he just draws combat so well. The fight scenes are awesome in this manga. So Hakuri launches the sword at Yukisada. He dodges out of the way, then Kiri picks it up and then slices Yukisada's head right off. Great panel. You just see Yukisada's head with the blank space just decapitated, floating in the air. Then on the next page, he immediately fights back with his head cut off, mind you. And then everyone's like, huh? What? And Yukisada starts this little monologue saying, "It must be true. I'm the strongest Hishaku. It must be true because Yura said so." And then I just want to point out this one reaction panel of Hagiwara. His eyes. I mean, the eyes. Just a really good panel, just showing like the depravity of the situation, the stress, like the shock factor. Like, you have to kill this guy. You just cut his head off. No reinforcements can come unless you kill this one person. But not even cutting his head off is enough to do it. How do you kill him? You know, he says, "Is he invincible?" I don't even know, man. It's just I was not expecting that. Just to set up this guy's a huge threat, really. Just how are they gonna kill him? It's almost an impossible scenario. And then before we can even gather our thoughts, on the next page, Hagiwara moves everybody into the corner of the room. And I'll just point out the eye flow, this top half of the page. Going from the sand through the top left. That little sound effect in the blank page. Going down through the text box back to the people. Nice eye flow. And then the way the iron sand looks on that page, just the giant block of it, looks really nice. Then, yeah, he just protects them all, hides them all in the corner. And then you get this full page spread of Yura walking in with two other Hishaku. Or actually, is he No, sorry, those guys are already dead. I think those are Kaminabi members. Yeah, those guys were Kaminabi. So he's walking past their dead bodies. And he's got the power of the Shinichi, the flowers just sprouting out of those dead bodies. And he walks in, he's congratulates Yukisada. He's like, "Well done." And Yukisada's still holding his head. which is just really funny to me for some reason. And it's just intimidating, man. It's like, how do you deal with somebody like that? Somebody who can regenerate to the point of decapitation not working. Actually, I watched the Demon Slayer movie. Same thing happened there. I can't remember his name because I don't really watch or read Demon Slayer. But the one basketball-looking dude, he got his head cut off. Spoiler alert, sorry. But then he kept on moving. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, funny enough. And then we get some internal monologue from Hagiwara. It's like, oh, I saw it. Just an instant, a glimpse. Oh, what was he holding? Oh, this disgusting panel of Yura holding a severed arm, like he's some wild animal, like he's a wolf who just had a meal, and he's just holding the arm. Just, I guess that's aura farming. I don't see any reason for him to have the arm. And presumably that's, you know, Azami's arm, or Azami's arm, and it just, the weight, the impact, the suspense, that's all gathered just through that one panel. It's just really nice. Then actually 2 pages ago in that full page spread, you can see him holding the arm as well. And then to end the chapter, we get a series of very cinematic panels, just the flowers and the dark energy scattered throughout as Yura walks past Kaminami members right there, hiding behind the sand. Walks, I assume, just into the hallway, then through the hallway, down these steps. I want to point out this page. I mean, this page is just no words, but it speaks, you know? It has no words, but it speaks a lot. Just the decrepit bodies laying down, the flowers sprouting out of them, the way the butterfly is spanning above that panel, and then it's just a series of, I'll show it here, just one perspective panels that kind of help get that feeling of walking down a hallway, you know, just straight towards that point, straight towards that perspective. You get that feeling of walking just by looking at these panels, reading them. It's just the details, the shading. It's like it's really nice. I can't say much more than that. I don't have much in depth to say about it. It's just really nice. And the trail of flowers in that bottom right panel. Just the 1 point perspective really leads your eye. Feels like you're walking with Yura, or behind Yura rather. And then we get to the final page, and Yura, he's at the, I guess, the bottom of the headquarters where the Shinichi sword bearer is held. You see him standing around all these cracked pillars, this massive blob of like black energy. And he's on like a little island almost. He's like, he's here, down below. And then chapter ends. Holy shit. Holy shit. I mean, chapter 100 is gonna be wild. I mean, I figured Hokuzono would do something special for chapter 100, but man, it's looking to be an insane chapter. And I mean, I don't have much more to say beyond that. It's just, I don't know how the barrier's gonna get broken. Part of me thinks it's not. Maybe Chihiro will come in at the end of the chapter, find a way to circumvent the barrier, come in and save the day on the last page or something like that. But honestly, I'm not even sure. I don't think so. I think Yura's probably just gonna kill this dude. That's honestly my best guess. And it kind of feels like Hokuzono's gearing up for like a part 1, part 2 kind of thing, where Yura's gonna get the Shinichi, all hell's gonna break loose, and then it's gonna end. Or at least part 1's gonna end. That's kind of my gut feeling. That'd be my prediction. I'm not sure about that. Maybe he won't break it up into parts. Maybe there'll just be a long break, but not an actual quote part, like there is in Chainsaw Man or other manga. But it's gearing up for a big chapter 100. Welcome to the Doffle After Show. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. A little late, but better late than never. I wanted to get this video out by like Tuesday, and it's coming out on Thursday, so a little later than I'd like, but it is what it is. Cause I've had a lot of job interviews lately, working on getting a new social card, boring shit like that. Plus I've been kind of stuck with a lot of I've been playing too much Fortnite Simpsons. Because I'm a big Simpsons fan, and Daft Punk got me back into Fortnite, so it's kind of bad. It's been taking up too much of my time. But yeah, I'm working on a special video rereading all of Kagurabachi for chapter 100. I think it'll be great. I'm about halfway through, so I need to, well, a little more than halfway. But, so hopefully that video will come out. I want the chapter review to come out maybe Monday or Tuesday if I can. Sunday would be great, but I'm not sure I can make that feasible. And have the special come out like at least before the next chapter, probably Thursday. So yeah, that's my tentative plan. Then I saw the Chainsaw Man movie. I saw it twice, and second time in IMAX. It's incredible. I mean, everything to say about that movie's already been said, but like the music, the pool scene, the animation overall, then like the symbolism, you know, Fujimoto, his work really works well on the big screen, you know. Just the cinematic way he draws stuff, it works perfectly. Yeah, and the symbolism, the Aesop fables, the city mouse or country mouse. It's a very poetic story. Also, Beam's the GOAT. Beam's awesome. Yeah, really good movie. But yeah, I started watching Futurama also, just a couple episodes here and there. Really, really funny show. I've been playing Dispatch. That game's incredible. I mean, the weekly releases are killing me. I want to get to the next part of this story so fast. And I might play it a second time, to be honest. It's a really good game. One of the best games I've played recently. I think I mentioned it. I finished Silk Song, beat that game 100%. Yeah, that's kind of what's up with me. I started reading Daemons of the Shadow Realm. I read the first volume. I bought volumes 2 and 3. I already had the first one, physical copies. So once I'm done with the Kagurabachi special video, I think I might just binge read that. I mean, but the manga looks really good. He seemed to have a lot of potential, just based off the first volume I read. I think it's getting an anime. Don't quote me on that though. I think it is. Then I started reading Billy Bat, but I'm reading it really slow. I'm kind of getting caught up with other stuff. I will come back to it eventually. And honestly, I'm fine reading that work slow, because Urasawa is just maybe the best mangaka of all time, and you can only read the story once. So I'm fine taking it slow. That way I don't just speed through the experience. Something that magnificent. I mean, his stories are just incredible. So I'm sure I'll enjoy reading that when I get around to it. I've been having a desire to either read or rewatch Hunter x Hunter. I've just been thinking about it a lot. And the new chapters that are coming out sparsely, but they seem interesting. And I don't know, the story's really good, but it's been so long since I watched it, you know. So I kind of want to just go back and watch all that. But like, I got so much stuff on my list. I want to rewatch Full Metal. Been watching Gachi Akuda, that's fire. I want to read the manga, get caught up. Then I also really want to reread Bleach, all of Bleach. Maybe make some kind of video on. But I'm just kind of spitballing different ideas I have. Not sure if I'll do it. But I have been thinking about Bleach a lot too. And man, One Piece, holy shit. I won't spoil anything, but the flashback we are in now is probably the best flashback in the series. I mean, it's got the emotion, it's got the hype, it's got everything. I mean, the flashback last arc is definitely a great contender. And Robin's flashback, Sanji's flashback. I mean, Skypia's flashback with Kagura and Noland. I mean, that's a great one. Law's flashback. There's a lot of great competitors, but I think this one might be my favorite. It's just the motion plus the aura farming plus the implication. I mean, it's just, One Piece is in peak form, and it's really impressive considering how long it's been going on. That's part of the reason why I think it's in peak form. I mean, it's just really great. But yeah, that's all I got. Also, I queued up one game of Fortnite just for ending footage, and I fucking won it. So that's nice. But anyways, I'll see y'all for the next chapter. Kagurabachi chapter 100. Super hyped for it. Then I'll have the special video for it that week too. So I'll see y'all then. Peace.